Hey guys, we'll be back into this new video tutorial with OSP Pro. You guys, I really thank you guys. We are soon making 1,000 subscribers. I'm happy for that. I'm really happy. I'm happy for you guys for supporting me, subscribing my YouTube channel and doing all that. I'm really happy because you guys really love me. Now for you guys also are watching my videos and you haven't yet maybe happen to subscribe my YouTube channel, I really request you guys, please guys, make sure, just begging you guys, please subscribe my YouTube channel. And definitely comment down below on really what you want me guys to, what you guys really want me to do for you in the next video. Now on this video today is going to be a very brief video but very educative. Why? Because I'm going to be talking about some of the rare things that you guys might have ever done in your life. Especially we are looking onto something called how can you really turn time, date, or blah blah things like that into something called integer and turn them from integer back to year. Now, like if you really look onto this piece of code around here, this is what you guys can understand. But if I go to the database, trust me guys, you can't understand what I'm trying to say here, but actually it is date. You get, this is date really. Now you're asking yourself, man guys, what did this guy do? What is it all about? Now the logic behind about is that when you talk about the best format on how really to store date is not by using timestamp or date, is actually by using what known as turning the time or date, the seconds into, or mean the time or means into seconds, into these formats, into integers, into counting numbers, whereby in a simple term it can easily be interpreted in any format. We can even do subtraction from here. We can interpret the codes around here. Now let me just take you straight in the point blank to not waste you guys your time. If I give assumption of this time around, and I'm going to just add some piece of code around, and I'm just going to try to talk about maybe 2018, and I'm going to talk about maybe August, and then maybe I'll talk on Thursday 16th, and I'm going to insert this to my database. Here we shall get that very tough here down. We shall get it, which is good. We shall get this piece of code. You get? We shall get it here. Fine. But when you come back here on now piece of code, we shall get the opposite. We shall get the opposite. You get? We shall get opposite. I think you can see we have got something different, which is this. Now my point is that how does it really happen? What is the logic behind? Now in this video, if you guys have not yet happened to subscribe for this video, please just subscribe, share the video to your friends so that you guys, many people can actually get to know this trick and do the best programming for the future. Now this mainly the format for you guys who are going to be doing data science with me. This is one of the complete beginning point, because at some extent we need even to generate the graph, generate all those pieces of codes, coming up with a line graph and ABCD. So if this really is very important for you guys who are doing computer science and data science mainly. Now I'm not going to take a lot of time guys, I'm just going to take you straight to the point whereby we're going to be generating up the complete piece of code to come up with that given complete application. Now I'm not going to waste time, I'm just going to open up the editor. Let me open the editor. This was the piece of code that I did last time, so I'm just going to generate up a complete file. So I'm going to just say maybe I'm going to talk to a file. I'm just going to create a file from inside here, and I'm just going to create it and save it as maybe just give it a name YouTube. You get? But don't forget it's .php, because that's what I'm talking with at the moment. That implies if I just change this name to YouTube, I should get something like that. So if I happen to come back here and say YouTube, I'm not guarding the extension .html for some reasons. So this YouTube, so like that. Oh, sorry. YouTube.php. This is the page. So if I remove that off, oh god, take me that back. Sorry. So that's the page. I think that's the page. So if definitely happen to come back in our page and I say blah 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 blah, and I save it there, definitely think that's the page, because I expect to pop from something there. That's good, that's good. Now for this time around, let me just try to say now guys, that's what we have. So what we're going to be doing at the moment, we are going to just now be generating the complete application, generating the complete file, generating the complete thing, date and time, and then we're going to type them back to something called maybe into a PHP form. So we're just going to be doing something called converting one on us date, time, whatever, anything, get into something called one on us into integers. So in simple term, for you can call them integers, or some other people can call them seconds. I don't know, maybe some of you even can call them numbers. So guys, so I think that's for now. I'm just going to go back in a piece of code, and then maybe I just generate the complete meta chassis so that we can have that interfigured into our application. Now I'm just going to waste a lot of time. I'm just going to break some few pieces of lines of code. I just need to straight to talk to the form. So I may just simply say this is what we have, or this is what we want. So I'm going to just call it maybe a complete this one known as system to this is system to convert date time to one known as numbers. Let me just call it like that, something like that, so that you guys, you can always find out configuring it into your minds. So I'm happy to have that down here. So I'm just going to generate a form. So this with the form, you guys can add your CSS if you want, but I'm not going to use CSS. Instead I'm going to use post around there, and I'm going to generate also action, though I'm not going to talk to action at the moment. So I can just also say maybe add date. So I expect this to be date, so I'm just going to generate that very fast. So this is going to be the input box, which is that, and then my date is going to be text. Oh, sorry, I can also give it as date if you like it, so that we don't waste a lot of time generating that for us now. And then maybe I can also add one known as break, so that when I'm having the next thing down here, which is the actual button, would definitely happen to get the right thing. So I'm going to just say, you know, our button is called add underscore button, like that. Sorry, that's the button I have. And then on the other way around, I'm going to add the type, which is going to be the submit button. Okay, so the button name can easily maybe add date. Okay, the reason that's what I have for now, guys, so that whereby we can generate some piece of code. So this is what we have. So at the moment, I think you can see each time I click on this browser, the date launches, the date rotates, the date turns up, but we don't have anything in our database. So let me just take you straight to the piece of code so that you guys can understand what I did just right now. So I happen to create up a date called the database, the table name called, the database name is called first DB. You can follow me down there, or you can go straight to my table, and then you create a table called YouTube table, actually YouTube date. When you click on it, this is the structure I have. I have ID and date. If you click on the structure, this is it. So this is ID int 11 and it's auto increment. Then when you talk about the date, it is a version. Just don't forget to give it a version. The reason why I'm giving it a version is because I don't want to take a lot of time, especially talking about maybe storing it in the form of date, blah blah. We're looking onto the best unique way how to store. Now if you really look onto the other way around and you say maybe I want to store it in the format of something called maybe a numbers, what if you have something 0 in front? Definitely will going to be ignored, and that will may affect our system, because different users may actually try to use the system differently. So the best way is actually to give it as a virtual, because anything which is in a virtual, whether in front or behind, will always be displayed in our application. That's just straightforward. So that's our database. So don't forget that configuration, which is that. So guys, I hope you guys will have discovered that. So if you happen not yet have been subscribed to my YouTube channel, please you guys take this time and then maybe subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now on the other way around, this is what I'm going to just be adding on my piece of code around here. So I'm just going to say maybe DB connection, which is database connection, which is going to be DBcon. I like using DBcon so much because it's all what I've been always using my application around here. So that's it for now. Just going to code localhost so that I can figure that database name, and then the root, which is always the password. For now, that's password, and then the database name is going to be first DB, because that's the database name which I configured to happen to use. So you can also check for if not connected. So how do we get that? You can simply say if not DBcon, because the database name is called DBcon. So the DBcon is that. So I'm going to just simply say maybe connection fail, like that. So you can also add a parameter for which is succeeding, which you can also be maybe success, like that. So definitely if you happen to come back on our application around here, you should find success added on top. Why? Because we happen to use something called the database name, which is first DB. That's it. That's what's giving us that success. So I can always hide that, I'm not after that for now, so I think it's good not have it. Yeah, so that's it. So this is the date that this is the date and time that we need to, or this is the date that we need to actually return into integers. So the first thing to do is to talk about the variables that are being used around there. This is the variable name is called date, and then the button name is called add date. So I'm going to simply come back on my piece of code here, and then I try to add that very first. So I'm going to simply say maybe adding maybe the form. So the first thing to do is to create up a query called for insert. So whereby in a simple term here, I always like to use that, but I'm not going to use it for now. I'm going to simply say select everything from our table, which is table is called what? YouTube. Again, that's our table name, so you can always check that. YouTube underscore date, that's the table name. Or you can even go like this and copy that. Which is that. So definitely I need to add the values, which is that. So you can also go back here, you go to the structure, and then don't make life hard for yourself. You can actually go to SQL, which is okay, and then you remove all whatever is there. Just drag this to if maybe anything confuses you. Copy that very fast, and then you definitely go back into application and you paste that there. So I always like to use this one by default to be null, because I know it's going to be auto increment, and then on the other side date. So you know at the moment we are going to be inserting date, but there are some few parameters to use. So we have that button called add btn. So I'm going to simply say if insert if insert underscore button, which is going to be a underscore btn, will be the button name that we are trying to pick this time around, which is this. And definitely I happen to do that. I'm going to simply cut that around there, and then I just try to paste it around here. Then there's some fun piece of lines of code that I need to add, like maybe the button, the add date. So I'm going to simply say date is equal to something called date. You get, remember, we're picking to date now, we're talking to date now. So that date that we're talking to is equal to the other date, but in the format of something called post. So if you really shake on the other way around, the date is that. So that's the date we have. You get? But now I also need to define another new variable called maybe can call it date like that. This date is equal to one on a string to time like that. And what am I going to convert is date. Okay? If I just happen to come and click say echo for you something called date like that, you should be having something called the real date of the application. Though at the moment it may bring error for you, because when you click here there's nothing brings out for you in the application. That's because when you try to see, click on btn, pick the date. So this one here is not yet a date, it's still waiting for user to add the real date, then it can actually show you. So let me just try to give the assumption, pick that date, I pick that there. I think you can see this is the date. You get? So again I come back down here and I pick the very one for today, and I pick there. I think you can see the dates changing. So we don't want them to do there, we actually want them to be inserted into our mysql database. That's the logic behind, we need them to be inserted here. So I think I'm actually explaining to you guys some piece of code. So you guys, you are maybe there and not really want to come in and then learn these things practically with me. Wow, you're going to just go and bet it and get it in the way you want, because I'm always going to be there with you and I'm going to show you how things are done practically. So which date I'm trying to track now at the moment, I'm actually tracking the due date. So I'm going to just simply say I'm actually tracking the date, that one. Okay? So this is what I want to be stored. Actually I don't want this one, I want this one to be stored. So what I'm going to try and do here, I'm trying to set date equals to that date, which is okay. So then I say this new date which I'm giving, which is same as change this to numbers to time, and it's going to be picking from the due date which is trying to take to this, which is that now. So in a simple term, to pass and try to add it into MySQL database, I can simply try to talk to something called dbcon, because that's our database name connection, or that's our database connection. And then on the other way around, I also talk to the insert button, which is going to be inserting into our MySQL database. Now, if you really cross check on the other way around and simply talk about success, I will simply say maybe date added successful. So if you check that into a piece of code right now at the moment, we should find out something different. Okay, so I'm going to just first comment that echo date, because we are not interested in that for now. So, but if I happen to come back here and I click on maybe 14th, which is there, and I click there, I think you can see say date added successful. Whereby if you also click on here, you should find that real date added into a piece of code. Also for now, I'm not seeing a date added, so I'm going to just cross check that piece of code. Why not being added into MySQL database? So try to pick this database connections. Okay, so I'm going to select everything from YouTube, ID, date. You just check that very fast so that we cannot take a lot of time. So select, sorry. My friend, I think I got some confusion there. We are not selecting, we are actually insert into the table. We are not selecting, sorry. You know, I'm a bit kind of tired today, but that's it. Only someone who knows what to do can always never fail. So that's it. So if you check back in here, if you try to click that and take 14, if that's the case, or you can even take that here off. That's it. When you click there, it's inserted, and when you try to click on here, you should also find one that are added into your MySQL database, but in this format, you see. So which I think it is a very good practice for some of you guys to really come and master that piece of code and how to do that. Now this is a complete video, complete version and complete change up. So you can actually add other more piece of lines of code within your application. Some can just also pick this around here, and then I try to see how I can add on the MySQL database. When I try to pick that and try to add, right now when I try to fetch the page, I should at least find this data added to a piece of code today. Now that's it for now. So let me just try to say this is what we have. So what are we left with? We really also want to now to see how can I create this, and we generate that same piece of code onto our browser. That's so simple, very simple and unique. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get out of the form and I'm going to generate something called my horizontal line, so that I can always get what I need from there. And I'm also going to generate PHP code, because I'm going to be talking to PHP. So we are actually doing what? We're actually fetching one known as MySQL table data. In a simple term, we're generating, or we are fetching the MySQL data. So I'm going to simply say, what do we really have? We have the date and we want to fetch it. So I'm going to simply say if, maybe you can use if. For now, what's going to be the value of if? The if statement is going to help us to print. But ignore even if. I can just simply talk about the result like that. The result equals to MySQL I underscore query. So that I can simply say dbcon and I simply say select everything from our table, whereby our table now for now is this table called date. So I'm going to simply say select everything from there. Now I'm going to use MySQL or one as PHP fetch that row equals to one as fetch, actually MySQL I underscore fetch sock. So whereby this time around is same as having that. So if you try to cross check, this is a piece of code we're actually going to be used to pick that line within the page. So on the other way around, to generate that tool of what we have, I'm going to just do that, and I say, you know what, this is what I need. What do I need? I need you to echo for me row. So row is going to be in what? Row is going to be in the real row, which is of date. So I'm going to simply say date. Now if I happen to come and put a break around my page here, like that. So if I try to generate, we are going to generate some piece of lines of code. MySQL without expert point 1 to be 980. So So row equals to mysql underscore fetch. So that one line 38 says let me check that. R equals to mysql underscore that, select everything from sorry, our select is not okay, so I'm going to simply say select everything from date. So let me just pick this. Row equals to mysql underscore fetch sock, which is that. While row that, you just pick and find out what's wrong. mysql underscore that mysql underscore fetch underscore sock. Don't know why it doesn't want to give me the right thing. So when you click here and try to add that, click there. That added successfully. Good. That's it. But now selecting that, you won't simply say result equals to mysql underscore queries dbcon. Select everything from. We're not selecting them from date, we are selecting them actually from u underscore date. Why my mind is kind of don't know what's wrong with my mind today, but it's like I'm just tired. So this is it. I'm sorry for that, guys. So this is it. Think you can see now the real time. That's the time we have, and they're different. I can also add another one, or like maybe the last one. Let it be 2016. If you remember October, and maybe 9 if they wish 9th. So when I click on add, I think you can see it's also added. So if in the other way around, how am I going to pick the data? I'm going to just use that logic, and then I just come back here and try to create something very simple. I'm going to just say echo date. Date, I'll give the date format, which might be in the format of F, B, maybe Y. Date. Yes. So that's going to be good. So I'm going to just remove this one. So that I have only that within my page. Then this one, I'm going to move that one off. I'm going to just paste it around there. So if you check now, again back on that page, we should have some few pieces of code added. So if you check syntax error underscore row that, so 39. So on 39 row date. So here there's a comma. Sorry for that, but thank you for editor correcting me. So if you check, I think you can see this January, February, that this October, Sunday, that. If I add another thing here, maybe let me just try to say I'm going to add June 25th 2019. So it's the same thing I'm going to get. So even you tell me June, it was a Tuesday 2019. So I think that's it for now. So guys, that's it, the value. That's how you can actually try to pick that value to the database, take the value database using date and time, and then you generate it out without wasting any time. You guys, if you know you haven't tapped to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please support me by subscribing my YouTube channel. And that's it for now. So guys, stay safe. Don't join funny groups. Join groups that will take you to heaven if you're a Christian, and join people who are with a positive mind. You shall always succeed. Programming is not hard. Always comment me down below if you are interested to learn programming. Come to Always By Dictor Solution and start the program. So guys, thank you for now. Wish you all love you. Take care. Thank you.